This Pitch Breakfast video is brought to you by Spangler and Agins.
So I'm Ryan Hardy with HSB Visions. This is actually a business venture that I just started about 2 months ago. So it's pretty early on. Don't have everything figured out, but I'll show you what we do have. We're a software technology company focused on location-based supply chain management solutions. We're located in Menlo Park in Charlotte. Two co-founders that are in California, Jared Spurley, Craig Bond, and myself. And our company is focused on improving inefficiencies while increasing sales to current customers and new customers through automated systems. So our target market is manufacturers, distributors, and supply chain management. We'll focus on kind of a subcategory of our market. Food manufacturers, food delivery. We really focus on pizza delivery. That's where the idea came from. The pizza delivery market is an estimated $10 billion market. 20% of U.S. consumers eat takeout or delivered meals at least once a week. Those statistics were from last year, so might have changed a little bit. The current market pain, food deliveries are made to 1 to 2 customers per delivery route. There are ex-customers and or potential new customers on the route or in the same neighborhood as the customer whom ordered. Customers want special offers. They also want easier access to product. So what we came up with was an idea that basically an app and a mobile app that delivers flash sales to previous customers who live nearby another customer who just ordered the product, allowing the distributor to maximize profit and dramatically increase sales on each delivery sent out. So basically I'd ordered a pizza, I drove to go pick it up, I was driving back, and I pull into my neighborhood, and on the way out was the same company I just picked up the pizza for. Like, man, it'd be real nice if, my neighbor orders a pizza and, an alert pops up on my phone and says, hey, we're delivering something nearby. Do you want, something delivered to your house? So we came up with this idea. We made a few phone calls. We called Pizza Hut and some other companies, and they were pretty interested in the idea. So we started pursuing this. This is the example of the app. So. As you can see, log in, your neighbor place an order for delivery. You've got a timer, so a timer would go off and you'd have a few minutes to order. We also added, dessert because some people just want dessert. So did one for Chipotle as well because they're starting to do deliveries. So basically, the first step we took was to protect this idea. So the first thing we did was we started filing patents. So we started filing a patent, and really here's the core of the IP at this point. So the pizza company will create the account, complete setup. The initial sale will probably be a custom deal, but would create an account, complete a setup. We connect their ordering system and customer software systems, deploy in the company's current app or as a standalone app. And then customers along the route of the sale or in the same neighborhood will receive a pop-up app offer for additional product. Our revenue model is free to the customer, free to the business partner unless they want customizations or certain tweaks, and then 10 cents per sale for each delivered product. Our business roadmap, so again, came up with the idea, called a few friends, wrote the technical plans and the roadmap, locked down IP, some different patent applications with Craig, and started developing our pitch, called some customers, and started getting feedback. So that's really the stage we're at right now, is developing the product, continuing to talk to the customers and figure out exactly what they're looking for. But companies like Pizza Hut are looking for new ways to make more sales, deliver more pizzas, sell more product. So they're pretty open about this. And then obviously the 4 through 7 are continuous. They're continuously happening. So at this point, we're actively pursuing about $1.25 million in fundraising to build this business. And that's it. Is that 5 minutes?
first?
I can go first.
Go first, yeah, go for it. All right. Thanks, Ryan. That was good. The first thing that usually people look at before even the idea is they look at the people and they look at the market.
Right.
You sort of you brushed over. You did introduce who you were and the other two people that were involved.
Yeah.
But I didn't even have time to write down or look at like why you guys, why your experience. You don't necessarily have to answer the question, but that's something that I'm going to be thinking, and that's what I was thinking. You know, like, why you? Why you and two guys in Menlo Park are going to be able? Why am I going to give you my money? And before, do you have any experience in the pizza world? You know, do you have any experience?
No experience in the pizza world. Experience
developing apps.
Yeah, software for B2B enterprise, but supply chain management experience, logistics, efficiency type stuff.
Okay, well, you might just want to hit on that, to help jog me along. And also, where you might have holes, I didn't see a technology guy. And now, granted, the slide was up there for about 8 seconds. But I didn't see a technology guy, and that's always somewhat worrying. You know, so if maybe you don't have one on staff, but you've got somebody involved, whether as an advisor or something that has done this before, knows all about this, is going to be able to guide you. Otherwise, you're two sales guys with an idea, you know, and you've just got to be careful. I've been one of those guys before. It's hard. Another point that I wanted to make, well, two other points. One is in your, when you first get started, you're just like, who are we? What are we? Mm-hmm. There were, again, it was really fast. A bunch of the words didn't mean anything. Right. And you need something a little bit more direct, a little bit more hard-hitting about what type of company. I think at one point you write to new customers and existing customers. You've only got about 13 words, and it's like, that's obviously you're going out to customers, you're going out to existing customers, wipe that out. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What are you great at? You know, hard-hitting, like, bam. So I'm not still wondering that as you're going into, and the other point, the last point is, you were asked for 1.25 million, mm-hmm. and you said I think you said to support the business or something. What are you going to? No. What are you going to
build the software?
Build the software. Yeah. Okay, and maybe you want to have one more line of detail about like what to build the product specifically for this, because. Right. I'm not going to give you 1.25 million to go build your business with two guys from California.
Well, yeah, no, Jared, just to answer your question, Jared's one of the software tech guys. Mm-hmm. I know enough to be dangerous to architect the product, and we've got some people that we're talking to about building it. So,
sure.
Yeah. Oh. Just to pile onto that, the ask, the 1.25 kind of felt like, you know, the Hail Mary pass a little bit. It was like you kind of lean back and you're like, here we go, 1.25. I would get a little tighter on, hey, we've identified a problem or what we think is a problem mm-hmm. for companies, you know, direct to consumer, either quick serve or fast casual restaurants. It sounds like you're in that space. You want to be in that space. Chipotle's fast casual, Pizza Hut's, call it, you know, I don't know, convenience, maybe upscale convenient, or not upscale, but whatever. The point is, there's an industry out there that's looking for solutions. I think you guys could probably make a case for, hey, we're looking to develop this minimum viable product, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to solve this initial problem. And I just got a sense that there's a lot of, you're still up at 50,000 feet thinking about architecture.
100%.
So, yeah. So when you're in that mode,
just came up with it like a month and a half.
Right. So when you're in that mode, you got to kind of, if you're going to talk to a prospective investor, even if it took 90 days to warm a seed investor up on this, you need to show that there's a process to your thinking and that you're asking for 1.25 or 50 or 100, but kind of show them, hey, like here are the obstacles that we want to knock down between now and having that concept well defined. So then I can spend your money actually writing code. I got a sense that you're kind of just, again, like Hail Mary pass, eyes closed right now. And when you do that, you would leave a seed investor with kind of just a feeling of like, ooh, like these guys need to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. So I think the point of maybe this stage of your thinking and pitch is to kind of keep the conversation warm and get it warmer and hotter so you could make the real ask. And I just felt like you could focus more of your efforts on, hey, here's what we're going to do the next 30 to 60 days
Right.
to get to a really refined model on why that 1.25 makes sense. That's what I would recommend you do after this session, is kind of get that pitch way tighter on, here are the three points we want to hit, milestones to get to yes. The milestone shouldn't be I need 1.25 or I need 100 or 150 grand in the bank to make me want to do this. Most seed investors, or at least I would, if you're asking me for my 25 or 50,000 as part of that round, would kind of push back from the table and say, it sounds like you're looking for money to solve the problem versus you figured out what the problem is that you want to solve, and now you just need to add money to that to write the code. So I just felt like it was a little bit, early. So the next phase of this should probably turn into, here's our plan between now and when we're going to go hands-on keyboards, write this thing.
Yeah, this is very, very
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
I just wanted to beat up the idea, but yeah, our strategy is to talk to the customer and potentially raise the capital with the customer and develop it with them.
Yeah, so on the idea, it's funny, I'm a partner and a co-founder in a restaurant concept here in town, fast casual. We've thought about delivery. There's a lot of activity in the customer loyalty and reward space. And I'm not saying you should use up your 5 minutes on that space, but the more you kind of show that you've figured that out and you
speak more to the market.
Yeah, I think the market, where I think the market's going is there are 10 companies that have pitched us on, we're going to be the go-to customer loyalty kind of B2B to C play on the mobile device. And that I think is probably your real competition, or that might be your distribution, quite frankly, I don't know. So you might want to think about that as well. Do you want to compete with those kind of guys, or do you want to actually be an extension to a loyalty rewards program? Okay. And that might be a quicker path to ramp and distribution. I'm advising another company in Boston that's in the same space, that's not doing consumer facing, but kind of business facing in the actual restaurant. And they're having to pivot like every 90 days because there's so many entrenched software providers in the space. And they're always thinking about, is this a customer, a channel partner, or what have you? So some more thinking there might help not only the pitch, but help your path as you guys think about launching.
Yeah, we spent a lot of our time just making sure we kind of protected and laid the groundwork for the entity.
Cool.
So.
Yeah.
Any others from the panelists? How about the audience? Any questions? In the back there. Stand up, please, so we can hear you.
First is, what are the use of funds? You talk about the 1.2 million, you should put down what the use of funds are going to be. You should also put the status. Your company's brand new, so you only earn the status of it right now, except for that you got some IP done, or at least you're trying to put some IP together. That's basically it. The market size you already put down. I think that's what you wrote.
Thanks.
Any more from the audience? Yes, right here.
At the very beginning, you brought up they said you're a supply chain company.
Yeah.
Technically, that's not supply chain.
Right.
I immediately came into it thinking, oh, it does warehouse distribution.
Yeah, that's right.
Supply.
Yeah. Good point.
More of a sales
Spot on.
frontage.
Right.
Than supply. So you may want to, because watching it, I immediately went down one path, and then you brought me another. It took me about 5 slides to catch up to where you were.
Sure.
You may want to rethink the way you're talking about it as what you are. Because if that's what you are, that's not supply chain. That's business and consumer.
Right, and we've got a customer we've been talking to in the supply chain management world. I gave the pizza example just because it was the most interesting conversation. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways this could potentially go. But yeah, I agree.
Todd in the back.
I like the fact that it's free to consumers, it's free to your partners, your restaurant partners. Curious to know how you arrived at 10 cents per order as your true revenue model.
So I was putting the presentation together last night, and I needed a pricing model. So I mean, obviously I didn't spend a ton of time on the presentation. I'm spending more time on like the technical write-up and talking to the customers. So, but yeah, I haven't been able to get to that stage of the conversation yet. So.
One other point that you spend a lot of time, or you spend a bunch of words talking about like IP protection and patents and all that stuff. Similar experience the past year with this software startup I'm working with in Boston. Like, too much money and time gets churned up on that stuff too early, in my opinion. Right. So yes, it feels like the smart thing to do if you just nail it, right? You're susceptible to predatory or competitors, but I just feel like I would de-emphasize that. If you're telling me you're raising 1.25, you're going to spend $250,000 of that on lawyers to file patents, is my guess. And I just wouldn't think that'd be the first dollar I want to spend. But if you have a lawyer on board who wants to do it, you think it's worthy. But
basically, yeah.
I would just question that ultimately as an investor. I don't think it's the best in the use of time and money.
Yeah, at your stage, it can be valuable to have sort of an IP story, maybe a provisional patent. You know, VCs love that. You know, they love knowing that you might have some protectable IP. But the way you sort of framed it was as if you could protect anything. Like anybody, Pizza Hut could launch their own app, and they could call it HBS. And steamroll you. I mean, there's no protection. You know, there's no, particularly now. I mean, it's not. This were 2010, and there were no other apps out there. Then maybe you could start to. But being able to protect sort of an app for, you know, identifying it's very close to loyalty. It's very close to other apps.
Even the order matching process, like if all the algorithms are in the order matching process side of like, okay, Jim at this address just called this Pizza Hut, and now this Pizza Hut wants to cluster this many potential orders. Like that doesn't even feel super proprietary to me. So I would just get a proof of concept prototype banged out that you can put in a pilot with whoever, Pizza Hut or a national brand, and then worry about IP protection after that. Because
your protection is going to be your customer relationships.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good for us to kind of go through that process to make sure we're totally clear on what the technology needed to do and was going to do. But that's the stage we're at, is to get the pilot up. So,
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan Hartley, ladies and gentlemen.